sensational work. I mean, nobody could believe it. For 3 years, see, my dad was born in 1878. So by this time, he was, you know, close to 60. So he did things that, you know, just unbelievable. So when I was 15, I stopped going with my mother to make the rodeos in the summers and stayed home with my dad to learn the stunt business, and he taught me how to fall a horse, how to make a horse fall. So I would go with my dad on pictures as a second guy, but I'd never get to do anything. You know, my dad was just unbelievable.
Even at that age, Jack, because you know, 60 is an old guy to be doing rough stunts, isn't it?
See, the bad thing about it is that my dad never went to school. He went to the 2nd or 3rd grade. That's another story about him. But the one thing that he could never understand was fear. He had none. And this horse, you know, any time you do something like that, you number one, you have to make the horse fall. You have to commit yourself, not to getting away, but to making the horse fall. So the first time that I got to do anything was on a thing called If I Were King with Ronald Coleman on the Paramount lot at night. I was 17.
So that's the first time you do actual stunt work is in this picture?
Yeah, see, I worked with that picture with Yak when I was 13, doubling for, or 12 or 13, doubling a little girl by the name of Betsy Ross in a 3-week serial. And Yak was doubling Johnny McBrown as Kit Carson, and you know, other actors in the thing was like Norbury Sr., and it was a marvelous thing. They did 12 episodes in 3 weeks.
Wow.
And they had 2 directors. One would direct one day, and another guy would direct the next. And I just, you know, doubled for this little girl. You know, she was 12 or 13, just like me. And that was my, you know, I'd worked in a Mac Senate and this and that when I was, you know, 2, 3, 4 years old. As a matter of fact, the first time that I worked in a picture, I was about 2. They were making a thing at Mammoth called The Flaming Forest with Kit Carson, with Kenneth Harlan. And it was at night, and the fort was on fire, and they had the pioneers and the soldiers and the Indians, and so the Indians were raising hell. So this soldier has to throw a kid up to a soldier and take him to safety, and they're wrapping up a dummy. My dad says, "What's going on?" He said, "Well, you know, they've got to double the ski." He said, "Well, don't use a dummy. Here's Jack." That was my first activity.
What a great line! Don't use a dummy. Here's Jack.
Yeah.